Hey guys, welcome back to Flat Gap Farm. Well, we were walking through Rural King the other day, picking up some pig feed, and we came across this massive display of canning jars. And I got to thinking, do they know something that we don't? Are they preparing for something that we need to be preparing for? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, this is not clickbait. This is just to invoke some questions. Maybe we do need to be prepared with what's going on in the world today with the heightened tariffs, with the issues with Russia and Ukraine and other nations. We do need to be prepared. But this video is not to promote fear. It's not to promote this massive underground prepping that you need to be doing. This is just taking what you see in the world, having some common sense about it, not overreacting, but also making sure that you are prepared. Hurricane season's coming up. You never know what's going to happen, especially with Hurricane Helene last year, the flooding in Asheville. You always need to be prepared. So today, we are going to be doing that. There's a couple things we're going to do. Number one, we're going to build some shelves in our basement. We're going to make sure that we're prepared that way with storage. My wife's been doing some canning, which has been awesome. As your vegetables and things are coming in and you're not able to use them, canning or freeze drying are different ways that you can help get prepared for long term. So we're going to get that built, go through some organization things that we need to do as far as just our basement goes, but also, you know, around the farm, what are some things that we're doing? We got chickens, pigs, egg layers. Those are always things that are great to have as far as providing more self-efficiency or being a little bit more self-reliant. So we got to get some things built, talk through some of those things as we go throughout this video. So let's get to building. Well, welcome to the dungeon. This is the true basement. And previous videos we've done some insulating, but you can see we've got our canning jars ready. We've got some of our meal prep situation over here, but we're going to expand that and we're going to build the shelves on this wall right here, and that's going to help us to get all this mess organized. Whew, it's going to be some work. Anybody else experiencing false fall? Well, here in North Carolina, it has been in the low 60s, kind of cloudy, rainy, feels like fall's in the air. Sinuses are all confused. That's why I probably sound nasally today. But I love this weather, but it's just a little taste of it. It's going to get hot again. So false fall, here we are. Now we're taking these 4x8 sheets of plywood. We're going to cut them directly in half. That gives us our 2-foot width for our shelves. Thankfully, I had Emery to come help. This is a really tough one-person job, so appreciate her doing that. I'm cutting these 2x4s into the 24-inch lengths, and I miscut. Ready for your daily dose of doofus? Well, I miscut these. I cut them at 24. When I went to piece it together, they need to be 21. I didn't take into account for the width. So I recut them. They're 21 inches. Now we can start assembling the shelves. And we make sure that we pre-drill every hole that we are going to screw so that we don't split the wood. And this middle support brace will go directly in the center of the shelves. So mark it at 4 feet. This next part you don't necessarily have to do, but we are taking 18-inch pieces of wood and screwing to give extra support to the bottom shelf so that you can put heavier stuff on those shelves. I'm going to put it on here, you need to try these. And these little support pieces of wood actually help so that I can do this by myself and slide the shelf in. It kind of helps with the structure, but it's more for stability. And the spacing between each shelf is 22 inches. So from the top of the bottom shelf to the bottom of the next shelf is 22 inches. Yes. Now we just attach everything together. See, it's not a finished project, but it's the beginnings. Organization is the key. It's always a work in progress, but this is a great start. And you can see the shelves. These are 2 foot wide by 8 foot shelves. Went with 22 inches in between each, which I pointed that out earlier, but that seems to give a lot of space. Plus I didn't want a bunch of dead space up at the top, but you guys can see still a work in progress over here. We're going to continue this all the way around and make tons of storage so we can continue to expand and add to our stockpiles. There's our 5-gallon buckets with sugar, flour, and rice. And then we've got some homemade cleaning detergent in the silver Lowe's bucket. And on this side, you can see where we've got the floating tote storage. Made a video about that a couple years ago. I'll leave that link above. You can check out how we built these. We're gonna do some kind of shelving in the middle, make it like a workstation. So I don't know if Rural King and other places are putting out all of those canning supplies either because demand is going to be higher, they're anticipating a big influx of people trying to preserve their own food. It is the end of the farming or the harvesting part where everybody's starting to get their cucumbers and tomatoes and things like that in, and your potatoes. Maybe they're just anticipating what they see happening in daily lives, but I've never seen that big of a canning jar setup. Maybe you have. If you have, leave it in the comments. Hopefully I'm not over exaggerating this, but I was shocked walking into Rural King and seeing all of those supplies out there, and it really got me thinking, we need to start getting prepared. So what are some ways that you can be prepared for regardless of what happens in the future? Well, a little bit more self-reliant is raising chickens for meat. We have an 8-week course that talks about how you can raise your own meat chickens. We've got 55 out on pasture. I'll leave that PDF below if you're interested in being a little more self-reliant and raising your own chicken. And then in the middle, we got about 10 more Rhode Island Reds, a couple of roosters. We may sell a few of those, but they're also future egg layers. And our garden has done terrible this year, but that is another way that you can kind of help prepare. We've got a ton of potatoes, but also if you can't grow a garden, just go out to like your local farmer, your little farm stands, buy their vegetables and then bring them home and can them. You may not have the ability to put a garden in, kind of like this is a makeshift garden, but just go support your local farmer, buy their produce, can it. And these are our primary egg layers. These are our older hens. They're in the chickshaw, and they are our egg layers. And then way down there, that's our pigs. 16 egg layers plus a rooster, so 15 and a rooster. We do the rooster with Buzz for protection, and I've got a video talking about 5 reasons why you should have a rooster, but he fertilizes the eggs. Then we can incubate them and continue the cycle, and we don't have to rely on, you know, your local supply stores or feed stores to buy your chicks. We can just hatch our own. But our pigs are down there. Those are Idaho pasture pigs. They will be processed here probably in November. If they're not quite big enough, we'll grow them out a little bit longer, but it takes them a little bit longer than your typical meat pigs. So they go for about a year instead of 6 to 8 months. And one of the most important things that Hurricane Helene taught us, you gotta have backup power. And you gotta have fuel. So we've got extra gas cans on hand and our backup generator ready to go. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is not a doomsday prepping, a hit the panic button video at all. This is just about taking small steps to be prepared. Today, we just built some shelves that twofold gets us organized in the basement, but also makes room for us to be able to put our canning stuff, our food supply. It's nice and dark down there in the basement, but it just gives us a little bit more flexibility in how we store our prepping items. The other thing is just a call to don't forget what happened here in North Carolina. Like, we're in the foothills. We can't forget what happened with Hurricane Helene. We're coming up not far from a year ago, and the lessons that we learned, we can't just put on the back burner, because after it happened, everybody's like, hey, you got to do this, you got to be prepared, you got to do all these steps, because you can't rely on the government or any outside entity. Got to be more self-reliant. These are some of the things that we did. We got pigs again. We're starting to hatch our own eggs. The bird flu and all the stuff, those things are real, and it's not to make you panic, but it's to make you think and make you a little bit more aware to be prepared. And I hope that somewhere along the line, some of the videos we put out will help you just to kind of nudge you in the right direction. Take care of your family, take care of yourselves. You're not going to be able to do it all, but you can do a little bit to help you and your neighbors in case something really does go down. Power goes out, you're locked in for storms, COVID again, who knows what's going to happen in the future. We just want you guys to be prepared, and it's a reminder for us to continue being prepared, because we're not there. We're not where we want to be, but we're taking steps in the right direction, and we hope that this video encourages you to do the same. We appreciate you guys watching, and regardless what happens in the media, in the world, put your faith in God first, and He'll take care of you regardless. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day.